coming into the Stanley Cup Final, one of the big storylines was the elite goaltending. Did it live up to the hype for you after Game 1?
Yeah, it did. It did. I thought that I didn't think we were going to see something better than Marc-Andre Fleury and Carey Price, but then here we got, Andrei Vasilevskiy and Carey Price, and they were fantastic. I think both of them were in Game 1. I think this game could have been a lot different early on, and Carey gave this team an opportunity to win this game. It was 2-1 going into the third period, and it probably shouldn't have been there. And so it's a credit to him. And then Andrei Vasilevskiy was awesome as well. I mean, the way that this guy, I guess when I'm comparing these two goaltenders, Carey Price is so smooth, right? He's very efficient. And then you look on the other side, and Vasi is just, he doesn't commit. He doesn't commit. He'll sit there and he'll wait you out. He's very patient, and he's obviously big. And those guys had 2 big games. I'm looking for more of it, too.
They're both big, size-wise. They're both big, performance-wise as well. We'll see what happens in game number 2 coming up from Tampa 24 hours from now. Tone, back to you.
Thank you, guys. I'm puzzled by the fact that .947 would be the save percentage of a goalie in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah.
.947. Remarkable. And his overall body of work, remember a slow start in that first series against the Florida Panthers? He has accelerated quickly. And you know about the shutouts in clinchers, and you know about how he bounces back from losses. And the big cat is purring. The goalie matchup. So much hype coming into it. Vezina winner in each cage. How did you see it?
Yeah, and I think as the series wears on, we're going to see that, what we saw last night, I think, was a real disparity just in terms of the way the both nets were managed. And no knock on Carey Price. A lot of the stuff that beats Carey Price is stuff that's largely out of his control. I mean, anytime you're redirecting, take the Chernak goal, for example. That's the 2-0 goal on the Tampa side of things, Tony. That ends up being, a very late redirect just outside the crease by, a couple of feet. That's a difficult stop for a goaltender to make. Play like this, you can see Gord is going right to the front of the net, takes the eyes away from Carey Price. A lot of this stuff really hard to fault Price for. Tampa did a masterful job of putting a lot of volume, a lot of pucks at the net, and taking away the eyes of Carey Price in the process. On the other side, Vasilevskiy didn't see nearly the work that Carey Price did. And I think for the most part, stuff was kind of confined to the perimeter. An occasional chance here and there. Again, I go back to the Weber opportunity. But Vasilevskiy, big guy, very determined, incredibly athletic, and very aggressive. Has a great sense of what the play looks like in front of him, when he can be aggressive, when he needs to maybe play a little bit deeper in his net. And I thought he was really tweaking last night. He looked fabulous. It'll be an interesting part of this overall matchup to watch as this series goes on. Carey Price, if he's taught us anything this year, he's capable of dialing it right in and stealing 1 or 2 within the context of a series. I'm sure there's some of that to come.
And I agreed with what Rupper said. It's 2-1 going into the third period, and it could have been much different were it not for Carey Price.
Instead, it was Montreal suddenly allowing guys to get behind the defense and get in front of Carey Price, make his life a little less comfortable than he had been the first 3 rounds. How were they able to do that, Johnny?
Well, they took a different strategy to try to get in front of Carey Price. Now, the big 4 defensemen, that's what we're going to call them for Montreal, they're big, they're strong, they're physical. If you try to plant yourself in front of Carey Price, you're playing into the defenseman's hands because they can lean on you, they can cross-check you, they can push you out of the way. But Tampa understands we're not going to do that. Now we're going to sit there and let them hack away at us. We are going to move in and out. And I thought Tampa did a really good job slashing into the eyes of Carey Price, slashing into the shooting lanes to get a tip when available, and using their speed and their quickness to give the bigger, slower Montreal defenseman trouble. And you see your Gord just jumping right around Merrill. Merrill's trying to get a piece of him to box him out, but he just can't because it's a little bit too quick. And you see, you come in from behind and you get a tip, but it's all about timing and reading the play, Weeksy, so that you're not standing there taking extra hacks in your back, but getting there when the puck arrives and using your speed over their strength and size.
Exactly. I love those in-motion screens as opposed to the stationary ones.
Flybys, my favorite.
Yeah, the flybys, because for a goalie, that's just a blur in front of your line of sight, and it's very difficult. At least if somebody's encamped in front of you, set up, they're stationary. Yeah, you're going to get the leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah. You're looking over. You want to see Eiffel Tower, what's going on. But you couldn't do that in this one. And as big a man as Carey Price is, because people don't necessarily realize that. They always talk about the size of Vasilevskiy, but for Carey Price in this one, I thought Tampa making that adjustment was a very subtle yet effective impact on this game.
Probably saw more screens, tips, rebound, caroms in this game than we did in the entire 7-game series, or the 6-game series against Vegas. I mean, like, they just gave them way more trouble in and around the net.